Are you in search of a pharmacy for all your medical needs? Check out my guy Jason Hu's Skylands Pharmacy and Compounding, located at 337 US 46 Rockaway, New Jersey, zip code 07866, serving all of New York and New Jersey. They specialize in compounding sildenafil for male erectile dysfunction, as well as semaglutide and tirzepatide for weight loss. They come to you with an amazing delivery service, so don't worry about having to come in person. Once again, check out Skylands Pharmacy and Compounding in Rockaway, New Jersey by my guy Jason Hu was the first guy to buy my merch. You can call them at 973-559-7979. That's 973-559-7979. Proud partner of the DJ Sports Show. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, DJ Hamilton of DJ Sports Show. If you're watching, leave a like and subscribe, and share anybody you know who loves sports. And listen to audio platforms on, make sure you leave a 5-star rating and share anybody you know who loves sports. We are back in my Vision Studios today for another great guest. He's my first guest outside the tremendous 24 poll, which I hope you guys all voted, as my poll ends July 21st. Vote your favorite guests. The winner will get merch from me and things of that nature. So make sure you guys go vote, as I've interviewed some great legends through the years. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my first guest outside the tremendous 24, my guy, Nolan Freeman.
Good, how are you?
And it's great to have you here. I know we recently connected back in May, and I asked you, hey, do you want to be on an interview? You look like you have great accomplishments, and you only just ended your sophomore year of college. And I know you were like, oh, I never done an interview before. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good.
A little nervous?
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit? Nah, you got this, man. You're a natural. So Nolan, first question I always like to ask my guests so people can get a feeling where you're from and stuff. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Yale, but raised in New Milford, Connecticut. And it's country town, so trees and not a lot of people, but
yeah,
it's the biggest town in Connecticut, so always far drives, but it's a good place to grow up.
Oh, that's good, man. So growing up in New Milford, Connecticut, how would you describe it, and how has it shaped you into the person you are today?
You know, in a small town, like everyone knows everybody. So whether like you're an athlete or like band, theater, like everyone connects and you get a good friend group going. So
yeah, you see a lot of cows there or like anything like that?
No, not really.
No,
not anymore. At least all the farms have kind of been like developed on, but
yeah.
What kind
of animals do you see at all? Like if you see any?
Lots of deer.
Yeah.
Deer, squirrels, all that kind of stuff.
Wildlife. We love animals. I love animals personally. So we know you're a track star. When did your love for running begin?
Basically my whole life, because I started out playing baseball at a very young age. My dad played baseball in college, so I wanted to be like him. So me and my brother, we both started in baseball, and the best part was stealing bases by far. So that's kind of where I started loving to like sprint and go fast.
Yeah.
But
what position did you actually play in baseball?
All over the place.
So you're a utility weapon like Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I would play like outfield, infield, a little bit of everything.
And were you like a designated hitter too?
No.
Oh no, so everything but that. Okay. Yeah. Who have been some of the biggest influences and inspirations throughout your track career that have helped you through your journey?
Definitely both my parents, because them both being athletes, always wanted to be like them. So it always kept me motivated to know that like I could go to the collegiate level if I worked hard enough. Yeah. And then also with social media being so prevalent in my life, in my generation, being able to see all these athletes and wanting to be like them.
Yeah. Oh, well, what kind of athletes? Name some, if you can name some off the top of your head.
Mostly track athletes, like all the big ones right now, like Christian Coleman, Noah Lyles, Bermel, all those people, like really looking up to them and like watching all their stuff.
And then you're like, oh man, you look at the screen like, man, I want to be that when I grow up, or I want to aspire to be that and strive for that. That's awesome. So both your parents and your mom, Michelle, and father, Patrick, they both played D1 sports at University of Rhode Island, you told me, with your mom doing gymnastics there, and she's currently a personal fitness trainer, and your dad doing baseball, currently a fitness center manager. How has their experiences as former athletes and people who still embody teaching fitness/health have helped benefit you throughout your career? Seems like you're following a similar path because you told me you're a physical therapist, so it seems to go hand in hand.
Yeah, since fitness has been like my whole life, like health and working out, it's kind of always what I've done. And I always wanted to be a personal trainer like my mom, but she told me to aim a little bit higher, which is when I looked into physical therapy. And that's kind of shaped how I've wanted all my classes and stuff to look, and then getting a job in that field.
Yeah. And I know, who do you say is the most competitive of you three, like your mom, dad, and you?
We all compete all the time. Me, my mom, my dad, my brother, and everything.
Yeah. And then your younger brother, I forgot his name. What's his name again?
Logan.
Do you guys ever race each other? Like, oh, hey, I'm faster than you. Ever be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely faster. He's probably stronger.
Yeah.
Because he does like powerlifting and all that kind of stuff.
Damn, so that's a great combo right there. 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
What track stars did you watch growing up that made you want to be like the person, say, oh, I want to be that person when I grow up? Who did you model your style after?
Definitely Usain Bolt.
Oh, shout Usain, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was able to be lucky enough to watch the 2008 Olympics. Yeah. And then also, what was it, in 2012 as well?
Yeah,
and
London,
also, like watch his, like the prime of his career. And that's really when I like started wanting to run even more, because he's the best that ever ran. So
so basically, he's the GOAT. Yeah, I think so. I know he just tore his Achilles recently, so hopefully he gets back healthy. Just for him, just general in life, because I know he's done running. He's done everything you could think of in track, so there's nothing else for him left to prove. So you always been a runner. It's in your blood. What was the experience like running track for New Milford Middle School, and what did it teach you before embarking off to high school?
Definitely taught me to just keep working, especially at a young age in middle school. Like, your progress could go either way, but because you have so much to develop on, as just having the joy for it really boosts you up into high school, and then if you want to run further.
So middle school is where you say where you would develop your joy for running, like real love and passion.
As long as like you're passionate about it and you really want to do it, like that'll really get you to high school, where like you can work on getting faster and stronger and all that stuff when you're really getting into puberty and everything. Yeah,
as a critical stage. Middle school and then high school, those are like critical stages of your development as a person. So you now enter New Milford High School. What was the biggest adjustment from middle to high school? And how did your coach at the time, Gail Williams, help you?
My middle school coach, Gail, she was like the first club team that I was on. So it was the first environment where there was other people that were quick besides me. So I really got a feel for like what it is like to be on like a relay team at a young age and learn how to pass the stick around and everything, which was good when you go to high school. And then now in college, I've had so much experience with relays. I really think it's helped me like keep confidence when I'm doing handoffs or getting it around the track.
Yeah, doing relays, the handoff, that is the scariest part, because if you drop it, you're out.
You're out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could be just about to break the record. They don't care. If it's 1 second you drop it, you're done. It's that I remember I only did track 1 year because I tore my ACL, unfortunately, in high school. I would have kept doing it after, because I started my sophomore year. I would have kept doing it my junior year and senior year, but I missed sports my whole junior year. Basketball was my main sport. But yeah, I would have kept doing it. But man, I remember coach teaching us how to do batons. He's like, you guys cannot drop it. I remember one of my teammates dropped it. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have a long day in practice today.
Lots of burpees today.
Because you got to be able to do it without like looking too. I mean, you can look, but if you look back, kind of slows you down. You feel like your momentum, right?
A lot, yeah.
You just gotta feel. You gotta, like, your 5 observations. They say touch, feel, sight, smell, hear, all that. You gotta use the touch, man. You gotta just know the
you
muscle
just gotta
memory.
trust in your teammates.
Yeah, that's why practice is important, because you gotta tell them where you want it placed, how you feel like you're fastest coming out of it. I'm sure you communicate that with your college teammates through the years in high school, right? Yeah, because I'm just like, I remember that. I was like, man, I remember the first relay I ran, I was nervous. I was like, man, I hope I don't drop it. And I remember I didn't drop it, and I did good on the relay. I felt like confident after that. So yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest ones. So as you start high school, who were some of the people who helped you during the transition your first year or two before you really started accumulating accolades? Like any teammates that stand out or anything like that, or training staff?
There wasn't a lot of training staff at my high school, but like all the seniors at the time, like even though like we weren't that good of a high school at the time, just being able to look up to them and then like run with them, because I've always been like a really small guy, so like just working to be like them,
striving to be like them and looking at them as prime examples. Exactly. So COVID impacted your freshman year and sophomore seasons. So during that time, what workouts did you do to help with your start speed, stamina, and footwork, etc., and to stay in shape that has made you into the track star you are today? And how did the pandemic impact you mentally and physically?
Yeah, so during COVID, like everything was shut down like during the quarantine. So that's when I kind of switched completely. Like I completely stopped deadlifting and taught myself how to do like power cleans from scratch, like starting with PVC pipe and then to eventually to weight and everything. That's what really helped my power and acceleration.
Oh, nice.
Like those exercises were like really crucial in there. And also the amount of film that I was able to watch. It's a really useful tool if like you watch enough of it. So especially with no school, that's like all I watched. Like all the really good starters, like Coleman and Brimmel, and like watching all of their stuff and like breaking it down frame by frame, like what angles and how to set it up and push backwards instead of like landing straight under myself. Like those little things, just working it little by little.
Little details, little fundamentals. I like that. You're like me, similar, eager to learn and look at the fundamentals of the greats. One thing people in our generation, I feel like they don't take advantage of more often is YouTube. Like visually seeing how to do stuff. Bro, I tell people all the time, it's free, it's right there. Utilize it.
Yeah.
It taught me how to, during that time, COVID is actually when I made the podcast. June 2020, I looked up how to do it and eventually creating a website, which came in my senior year at New Paltz in the dorm. I never thought I'd have a website. Looked on YouTube how to do it. Took me like 2 weeks to make it. And yeah, of course it's been edited and stuff over time as I gotten better, but it started with watching YouTube. Same thing, getting better at cooking. Like YouTube, you can really learn a lot. Yeah. And this is good to hear someone like a little younger than me hearing, they're not on TikTok all the time.
Like I've probably watched almost every single like college track YouTube video that there is.
Oh my God, wow.
From like when I was in high school at least, like watching all the championships and stuff to
because during that time you had more free time. Like we had nobody, only time you really go anywhere probably was for work, or that's really it pretty much. Yeah. Because school was from home. So, and during that time I was at college. School that year, that was a weird year. That was weird. So in 2021 now, you were in all conference and all state selection. Damn, bro, chill. How proud of yourself were you to see how far you've come as a track athlete, as one of the best in your state now, and that the endless hours of work you put in, watching film, working out and all that was paying off?
It felt really good to finally like see a little progress, especially since I had like no sophomore year. Yeah. Like just seeing like all the stuff that I did during COVID was like trying to pay off, which kept me motivated into senior year.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Yeah, your whole sophomore year got wiped out. I can't imagine. I know COVID affected like college people, but high school I feel like it's probably like
it affected you're really still
developing. Yeah.
Since when COVID was kind of dying down, like in 2021, but like my junior year, all the racing stuff were like inside. At least we had to wear masks and all of that kind of stuff, which really impacted
your breathing,
racing.
Oh man.
So then my senior year, like especially early in the fall and then into the winter, I ran a bunch of meets like unattached by myself, trying to get times for college, like to try and be recruited or just like get myself out there. Yeah. So I ran a bunch of meets at the Armory, which is when I ran like my first really good 55. which felt really good because I'd worked so hard that summer to try and get there to get times for college coaches.
Man, hard work pays off, man. I'm telling you, it always pays off. Man, that's crazy. The Armory is like one of the biggest places in like high school meets. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're at the Armory, you're doing something right.
Even in college meets, it's such a good place to run. It has like my favorite indoor straightaway that I've run on probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Out of every arena, or
every
college,
arena, my favorite straightaway is definitely the Armory.
Oh, wow. Do you guys still run that at all while you're in college? Any meets? No?
We haven't run there yet, but we mostly at the track at New Balance or BU.
Okay. And they still don't even compare to the Armory.
I prefer the Armory straightaway because they just resurfaced it and it's got the boards underneath it, like BU's curves. So it's got extra
so you feel like you get more power off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It really gives you your energy back when you're moving.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So after that season, did it help boost your confidence level heading into your senior season after the accomplishments you saw you did your junior year?
Yeah. Yeah. It really helped boost my confidence because it showed me that like I could achieve these things and that like I can do this.
And that's probably the year you would say like, oh, I could probably run in college.
Yeah.
It's during that junior year when you made all state and all conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Your senior season, 2021-22, you continued to up the scale even more. All academic, all conference, academic, all state selection, all New England, all American. You finished 6th in New Bounce Nationals in the 2nd division. You have the school's 100-meter dash record time of 10.78, the second best 200-meter dash time in your school's New Milford High School's history of 22.56, recently broken by Kevin Hussey this year. You have the record for the 60-meter, 7.19, 300-meter record, 36.29, and the 55-meter, 6.56. If you could put your incredible high school achievements into words, what would you say as you reminisce back on them? That's a lot of records, man. That's a lot of records. That's a lot of records.
It was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
In my conference, there wasn't. We're more like a distance conference. We have a lot of like really good cross country runners, whereas most of the sprinters you see come from like SCC, like and Hartford, New Haven, all those areas. But I felt like it really put the SWC kind of on the map for sprinting, which felt good to have people coming from my conference to go to state in New England's.
Damn, you're a trendsetter, man. You're a groundbreaker.
I guess.
Yeah, you're like me. Okay. Okay, you putting on for your time. I remember you told me earlier, your high school, like before you started getting the accolades, your high school, you guys really looked at. Like you guys didn't really, your track team wasn't that good, you said. So, and then like by the time you got to your junior year, you're starting to get these accolades and stuff. You guys starting to get recognized. You're making a name for yourself as well. Colleges, I'm sure, are starting to look at you, and you're starting to put your school on the map. I know that felt great, right?
No, it felt really good.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. So, who were some of the best track teammates you had in high school and the best opponents you went up against, if you remember any?
Yeah, so in high school, I had a bunch of good teammates like that. One of them, he chose not to run track in college, but he could have really gone places in the quarter. He was going like almost 48 his senior year. He's a year older than me. Yeah. And then a guy below me who now runs at MIT, so I get to see him every so often, which is really nice check in with him. But yeah, they were kind of like, they're still are like my best friends. And
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. You still have that bond.
Yeah.
You love that, man. How did your high school track coach, Casey Gawlek, help better you as an athlete and person?
He really instilled the hard work into me, which transfers over to college at least, but just keep putting my mind to it and I can go places. So.
You can do anything you put your mind to, and if you put the work in and then surround yourself with the right people. So it's now time to choose a college, one of the most important decisions in anybody's life. What colleges were you considering and who was recruiting you?
Really what it came down to was either URI or Southern. And
go where your parents went. Oh, that's enticing. You want to continue the legacy.
I did, but
you wanted to make your own legacy.
I did as well. Yeah. Kind of wanted to do my own thing and Coach Wallin really made the big difference for me. I love him as a coach. He's really taught me a lot, and I know I still have a lot more to learn, but I want to go out there and work at it every day.
Man, that's crazy. Like, Coach Wallin, was he recruiting you like while you were in high school, like your junior year, or was it your senior year you started catching on?
It was more my senior year.
Senior year?
Like fall to winter of senior year.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm sure he's definitely a cool guy.
Yeah.
So you choose to attend Southern Connecticut State University to continue your athletic and academic career. What separated them from the other schools?
Definitely just the history of the program. Especially big names that were leaving right as I got there, like Nigel Green. He went on to do his last year eligibility at Tennessee, and just being able to learn from him, and then people who were there my senior year, like Christ and Ramsley and Eli, like they all left a legacy that I would like to continue. But
yeah, that's crazy. Now you really are continuing the legacy, because we're going to get into your college accolades soon. But you've been doing a great job, man. And you only just ended your sophomore year of college. You know, you're probably one of my youngest guests I ever had on. So
yeah, I just turned 20 in January.
Yeah, you're only like 20 and a half years old.
Yeah.
So you joined John Wallin and the SCSU Owls track team. What's your relationship like with him and the staff?
He's definitely become a sort of father figure for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to learn from him. I spent a lot of time in the trainer with Jess, our trainer, because I've had a few injuries in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
But just getting those right and get to work.
That's awesome, man. So your freshman year, you come in right away, wasted no time making an immediate impact. You said those guys left. They left a great legacy. You came in right away. Fabulous freshman. Right out the gate from high school, man. Being named all-conference, All-NEICAAA, while finishing top 5 in your respective events in the indoor and outdoor season. How much did it mean for you to be amongst the best as a freshman against some of the best in the country?
It definitely felt good. It was a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Yep.
Being a freshman, but definitely learned that every meet is really just another race.
Yeah.
And
just
trying to get out of my own head.
Yeah, you don't want to overthink it too much, because if you overthink it, then you're not going to do well. If you just run, hey, fly like a Cadillac, sting like a bee, like Muhammad Ali said, right? So if you do that, man, just try your best. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, it's all about trying your best, deliver the results. So coming into college, was there any doubt or anxiousness jumping from high school to college, going against faster athletes when initially coming in?
Not really any doubts. Obviously, it was a big switch going from high school, where we're all kind of small, to college where it's grown men.
Yeah.
But so that's definitely a big difference. But trying to just not doubt myself and just know that I'm here for a reason.
Yeah. And you would say the biggest adjustment would say the speed you're dealing with. Everybody's fast, and people have better even stamina, endurance, and stronger, right?
Yeah.
Difference from high school.
In college, everyone's fast. We're only a fraction of the population. So going from high school to college, it was definitely a big adjustment.
So your sophomore season, you elevated even more. Finished top 5 in conference in both the indoor and outdoor seasons. You were second in 60 meters, third in 200 meters for the indoor season, and you were second in the 100 meters and 200 meters for the outdoor. First in 4x400, you were all New England, but you told me you got sick, so you weren't able to perform at your apex.
Yeah.
So put your successful sophomore season into words following a fabulous freshman season.
It was really cool being able to go out there and do some great things.
Yeah.
But I really learned a lot this season. Indoors, I was definitely running tighter than I should have, and not being able to put together too many good races. And then in the spring, when we got outside, it was when we started doing some speed workouts and getting to the outdoor meets, it was some things just started clicking. I had a mental shift, being able to run more fast and relax, and just kind of take a load off and be able to run the races how they're supposed to be ran instead of just like balls to the wall every race.
Yeah. Do you prefer indoor or outdoor? You feel like you run better outdoor?
I like outdoor better.
Yeah. And usually, do you think it's usually because the springtime is usually warmer?
Yeah.
So your
even though
muscles,
we have an indoor facility, the cold, it's not fun to run in.
Yeah. Your muscles are tighter. You don't feel like as loose. Can't run at your best. So I definitely know how you feel. So as you embark on your junior year, what are some workouts you are doing to help prepare for the season mentally and physically?
Right now, just trying to stay in shape, and that way I can come back healthy in the fall and just get straight to work when I get back on campus. Just right now, it's just general running and lifting, just staying in shape, keeping my speed and acceleration. That's really the focus for the summer is acceleration patterns.
Yeah. What are actually some of the workouts you do like to help with your speed and stuff like that and strength? Because you told me you have an explosive first step. You explode like powerfully.
Yeah. So like Mondays is just like some short 30, I think it's 30-meter hills. And then Tuesday is like some kind of tempo-ish 150s, and then Wednesday is kind of off. And then Thursday is 2 sets of 3, I think it's 40-meter accelerations. And then Friday is some more longer tempo stuff. The tempo stuff is just to keep like your lungs up for when we get to like the long reps in the fall. And then really the main focus is this summer is trying to improve my acceleration. And really like pushing back and accelerating, but staying relaxed, like not tightening up my shoulders or any of that kind of stuff.
It's basically working on like your explosion, but also your posture, keeping it good.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
Really trying to work on not overstriding, because I have a tendency to like let my knee swing out instead of like putting it straight underneath my hips, which that'll really take off some time.
Yeah. Nah, that's amazing, man. Yeah. And then weekends you take off, right? Like you have some time to rest because you need to give your body some time to rest and recover.
Yeah.
Because some people think, oh, you got to work out 7 days. No, your body, remember, we're human at the end of the day. We're not robots. This ain't iRobot. This ain't Terminator, man.
Nope.
You got to learn how to give your body some time to rest and all that. I know I go to the gym 3-4 times a week. I feel like, remember, it's always quality over quantity.
Yeah, definitely quality over quantity.
Yeah. So what are your goals these next 2 years as you hope to, and what you hope to achieve in your track collegiate career?
Right now, I just want to focus on less on time and just putting together good races, how it's supposed to be ran, focusing on like just my race models and just taking it one day at a time.
Ready for some quick hitters?
Yeah, let's do it.
What is the biggest pivot moment of your life, good or bad, that's brought you on this journey you've been on? What was the changing moment of your life, basically?
Changing moment of my life?
Yeah.
Probably choosing where I wanted to go to college, because, you know, as a teenager, it's kind of like the end-all, be-all where you're going to go.
I feel like you start thinking about that once you get to, like, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, college is actually not that far as you think. 5 years, I know 4 years, high senior year, probably, oh, it's far away.
It seems like so long. It's so quick.
Now that we've both like been through high school and experienced it, we probably like, at that time, we probably like, oh, high school long. We don't have to think about that right now.
Long.
Once you get to, the next you know, you blink your junior year high school. The junior year is when you really got to start thinking about college.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh man, our parents didn't lie about time goes quick in high school, and then after that, so that's a good answer right there. What makes a great athlete to you?
How they carry themselves. No matter if you're like an elite athlete or an amateur athlete, just how you present yourself, I think it's a very important thing.
So how you carry yourself on the field or court and stuff like that, and then off as well. That's good. And how you treat people.
Yeah, there's a big difference between being confident in yourself and your abilities and then just being cocky. And I think it's very important how you carry yourself.
Yeah. When you're cocky, you think you're better than everybody.
Yeah.
You know, that you don't think anybody could be better than you and stuff like that. You're not willing to listen to others and take constructive criticism stuff. So yeah, I definitely know what you mean. What keeps you motivated? What's your why?
It's gonna sound crazy, but I don't want to lose again. You know, coming in second by 4 hundredths this spring, you know, even though like I'm good friends with him, you know,
Yeah.
it's still a stinger. So I really want to work hard and
Yeah.
get out there again.
So is it a teammate or someone on a different team?
Someone at a different
Different
school.
team? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. He's like, I'm tired. You're like KD right now. I'm tired of being second, man. Tired of being second. I was a second pick in the draft, and people always call me the second best player. I'm tired of being second. Favorite pre-meet meal?
Pre-meet meal, morning of, bagel with peanut butter and lots of fruit.
Ooh, what kind of fruit?
Depends on the day. Mostly strawberries, banana.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm actually allergic to peanut butter, so I can't have peanut butter. Yeah, anything
man.
peanuts, almonds, I can't have anything. Ever since I was a little kid. But fruit, I love my favorite fruits. I'll probably say mango, pineapple, watermelon, grapes, strawberries, and then mandarins. I be getting those at Aldi's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my favorite fruit. I love fruit. Veggies too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people always say exercise, but you get out what you put in, literally too. Not just in the gym, but also what you put in your body.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fit you think you are. If you don't put the right stuff in your body, you're not going to be in the best shape you possibly can.
Yeah.
And I always been someone who, since I was little, always had good habits. Always being outside exercising, and also you got to eat healthy. So, do you know how to cook at all?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
that's
I
good.
love to cook, man.
Oh, hey, we got a lot in common. What do you like to cook?
Chicken's a go-to.
Like grilled chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, that's healthy.
Most of the time, my grill I have to fix it, but
Yeah.
so mostly in the kitchen, like
that's nice.
in a pan.
Yeah.
But my mom got me these seasonings that have like put in extra protein.
Yeah.
It's like 15 grams of protein in the seasoning itself. So I just dry rub it and then sear it on both sides.
Hey, that's dope. For me, I seen my mom growing up using Maggi seasoning, beef flavor. I use that. Season my chicken. I use pepper. I use adobo. I use I'll use what's it called, sazon. Yeah, I use that too. And I'll use like sometimes garlic powder as well, or I'll do fresh garlic. One or the other. I usually use fresh garlic, but sometimes you don't feel like doing the garlic all the time, so I use garlic powder. Onion powder is good too.
Paprika.
Yeah, paprika. You mix all that together, your meat is always gonna taste good, man.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be coming out good, all that stuff. So yeah, chicken. Oh, ground beef is good too.
Yeah.
Ground beef too. Yeah. But garlic, black pepper, adobo, and Maggi are like a must. For me, it's not gonna taste as good without those. One of those are missing. And then lately I've been doing onion powder in there. So a little onion powder. What do you use? What season you usually use?
The salt, pepper, paprika. That's usually the three that I really use.
Put some Maggi beef flavor seasoning. I'm telling you right now. Add that to your chicken, ground beef. I'm telling you, it's gonna come out even better.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, are you good? I mean, when you taste the difference, be like, yo, DJ, I tasted it. Yo, you were right, man. And add some onion powder too. And you said garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add some Maggi beef flavor with the garlic and onion powder. I'm telling you, you're gonna call me or text me like, yo, DJ, man, you were right, bro. What's a typical meet day routine for you?
Meet day routine?
Yeah.
Meet day usually starts the night before. Drinking a lot of water the night before, taking salt pills, getting a good meal in, good sleep. Just try to relax and visualize my race. And then sleep, wake up. I usually don't eat too much. Some carbs, usually a lot of fruit. And then just try to relax a little bit, because even though like could be an important meet, not important meet, just sticking in the routine like really helps you just maintain your focus.
Yeah.
And then head to the field house with all my stuff and get ready to go.
Get ready to go kick some behind, right?
Yeah.
Nah, you're kind of similar to my guy Ansley and Jordani. They don't really eat on their like a game or meet day.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Don't you need energy? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah.
No?
If I eat too much,
Even hours before?
No, like hours before, I'll have like a little bit of protein in the morning.
Okay,
But like during the meet and everything, I can only eat like carbs. I can't eat protein or anything.
Yeah.
It just like it sits.
Yeah, that's the difference between track from other sports. Like the meets are long.
It's so long.
And, and of course, you're going to get hungry during that time. But if you eat too much, it's going to affect your running. You're going to get cramps. That's why you got, and then drinking water, you gotta be careful how much water you drink, because water cramps you up if you start and you're running the speed you're running at. Especially you're like in the fastest events, so you gotta be careful how much water you intake. You gotta probably like take little sips, right?
No, well, yes, but really, what makes the difference is like taking a salt pill every hour for me, because of like my celiac and everything. I have like malabsorption, so I have to take. I've found that I have to take a salt pill like every hour to really keep my electrolytes up, so I don't cramp. Oh, but that really makes the difference for me.
Okay, that's the favorite hobbies outside of track. What do you like to do outside of track? When you're kicking about with your friends or anything, what do you like to do outside?
I play a lot of video games with like my teammates and my roommate.
Yeah. What kind of games?
All sorts of games. Ooh. Lots of Siege and Apex. Ooh. A lot of single players. Yeah. Because I really enjoy playing by myself sometimes. Mm. And then I build a lot of Legos. I have a big Lego collection.
Oh, really? Damn, you gotta show me some of your collections, man. Yeah. Yo, when you go home today or later this week, show me some pictures, man. I want to see some of what you got, man. That's crazy. So you like collect Legos?
Yeah.
I used to play with those when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger too, I used to play with Power Rangers toys. Yo, man, Hot Wheels. Remember Hot Wheels?
I've had a few.
You had a few? Oh man, we had our generation. We were like the last to really have a childhood, to not always like be on TikTok and stuff. Like we actually went outside and all that stuff.
Like did stuff.
Yeah, like now I have my younger sister. She's like, oh, she can't even live without her phone. I'm like, I'm like, she's like, oh, my phone. I'm like, go outside. Like, like, come on.
I saved up for so long to buy my first phone at the end of freshman year of high school. Yeah. And like, I just got my second phone this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I went to a baseball game and it broke.
Oh, so you had no choice.
I had no choice.
Yeah. I didn't get my first phone till 12. I didn't get my first iPhone. My older brother's dad gave me his iPhone, which was a 4S at the time in 2013, which at that time was kind of new for 4S. Quality was but and the quality, of course, in iPhones now are better. This is an 8 Plus. I've had this since like college, like probably freshman year of college or senior year of high school. I've had this. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I remember, kids nowadays, get outside, man. Go exercise, man. Let's get active, man. What's the biggest life lesson sports has taught you that's helped you in life? It's my first time asking this question.
Definitely discipline and trusting yourself.
Yep.
But like being able to like discipline yourself and like get into that routine, it'll really help you when you're like, no matter what age you are. But like when you're older and you have a job and everything, some days you're not going to want to go to your job, but you still have to. So even if like you're not having a good day, just still going to practice and just being there. And even if you got to go through the motions one day, like any rep is better than no rep. Yep.
That's so true. And then also communicating with others, how to tolerate with others. Because remember, you're not going to, some people are going to be your good friends and others are going to be like, I don't feel it, but you got to learn how to work together as a team.
You're not going to get along with everyone.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if you're the greatest, nicest person with a good heart, not everybody's going to like you. That's just how life is. But you got to learn how to brush it off and just be able to let bygones be bygones and get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then also sports also teach you how to deal with adversity.
Yeah.
Like overcoming adversity, because you're going to, no matter who or how great of an athlete you are, you're going to deal with adversity, just like you are in life. So that's why I love sports so much, because it really is a great metaphor of life. Favorite music artists of all time? Who are like your top 5? Yeah. I gotta know some of your music taste, man.
I listen to a lot, but I grew up on the rock. Ooh. So like Zeppelin, AC/DC, Metallica, Def Leppard's definitely up there. Best concert I've ever been to.
Oh.
But yeah.
How was that concert?
It was great. It was definitely strange for a young kid, but it was a great concert.
He was like, how old were you at the time?
I don't even know. Probably like 10 or 12.
Yeah, you're not even a teenager yet. Damn. Were your parents bringing you there?
Yeah, they all came. It was great.
They're like, hey, son, this is what we did in our day.
Basically, it was great.
Man, I always said, man, I wish I could have seen the 80s and 90s, man.
Yeah.
I was born in 2000. I just missed
Yeah.
I wish I could have been my age now and seen the 80s and 90s just to get like a month in each, because I always hear those decades were amazing. I don't hear anything bad about those. Well, of course, stuff happens, but usually, for the most part, majority, everybody said, man, I wish we could go back to the 80s and 90s.
Paradise.
Yeah, before like social media and everything, the world was more simpler. Everything. Man, sports was good. Pop culture was good. Movies, everything.
Music was good.
Man, what? Everything. The quality was better and the quantity of great artists. Now, the quality ain't really. There's too much access to like people can make this and that.
Yeah.
I think, and then some people get rich and then they don't really have the talent anymore. Like Michael J. Fox said from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back in our day, because he was from the 80s, you actually had to be talented to be famous. Nowadays, you can just get famous just from blowing up on TikTok and not even really have talent, which is kind of like, you know, it's kind of ruined the, you know, saturation of how much talent and what comes out in the world now. So, but yeah, 80s and 90s, I would have loved to see that. Top 5 track athletes of all time.
Oh,
you know I was going to ask you this. I told you this from yesterday.
Bolt at number 1.
Oh, yeah.
And then Blake number 2.
Ooh.
Johan Blake. And then Powell third. And then my 2 favorites right now are Christian Coleman and Noah Lyles.
Yeah, Noah Lyles is good. He's good. Who's Nolan Freeman? How would someone describe him?
Me? They definitely say I'm an athlete, hopefully. That determined and willing to do whatever it takes to get to my goals.
Like that. Speaking of that, it goes directly right into the next question. What are your goals in life?
Goals in life? It's a long time.
Yeah.
But hopefully making an NCAA to start with, and then, you know, just going to grad school, and then that's really all I'm at.
Be a physical therapist, a successful physical therapist. Yeah. Who do you like to see on the show? Well, you have to help me get them on. I have 2 people in mind.
Oh, I mean,
Hannah Cacciolo.
Yeah, I'd love to get JD on here.
Yeah, Jordan. I feel like that's gonna be hard though.
Yeah,
he's busy right now. He's going to Olympics. Did he qualify?
Yeah, he just threw at the trials.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they didn't televise any of it, but I got to watch it online.
Yeah, those 2 are 2 I would love to get on. So, and anybody else you could think of that's accomplished, I would like to get on.
I mean, could probably try and get Stephen Harris on here.
Oh, okay.
He's in my conference.
Okay.
But I know he was injured when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
And then he came back and ran some great times this year, which was really fun to run against him. So.
Dang. Yeah, that sounds great, man. Last question. When people think of the name Nolan Freeman, what do you want your legacy to be? Oh.
Sorry.
See, they knew.
I would like following the legacy that's already at Southern. I definitely want to leave my mark there and be like, I've been one of the people that run here. So.
And then you want to be remembered as someone who always tried the best to be the best they can be and stuff like that, right? That's awesome, man. Hey, Nolan, this has been an honor. Your first ever interview. How did it feel, man?
Felt good.
Felt good?
Yeah, it's been fun.
No, did you have some butterflies at first?
Maybe a
little. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great episode here on the DJ Sports Show with my guy, Nolan Freeman. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and you guys share with anybody you know who loves sports. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.